that I'm using. I didn't have note cards, so I hope these Post-it notes are okay. They're pretty small. Only 2 of them. Okay, and my coworkers. 5 of them. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about clean eating, and if you don't know what that is, I'm going to try to give you a basis about what clean eating is and the guidelines and the criteria that you need to follow if you want to start clean eating. Mostly it's used to lose weight, but it's also used to gain energy, to detox your body, and or boost your immune system. So I've been clean eating on and off for about 5 years, and when I do it, I have been really successful in losing weight. One time I lost like 30 pounds by clean eating. So I'm just going to try to give you the main guidelines. It's a lot of information to take in, but I'm just going to give you like the basics. So the first thing you want to do when you start clean eating is totally clean out your cupboards, your fridge, because you're going to probably completely change the way you normally eat. You want to eliminate processed foods from your diet, which is the most of American household consists of processed foods. So once you clean out most everything that's processed, just leave like your normal. If you have fruits and veggies, that's fine. You can leave that. Lean meats. You want to go grocery shopping, and when you do that, you want to stick to the perimeter of the store, because everything in the middle, in those middle aisles, is just riddled with processed, man-made foods. So like the rule with clean eating is you want to stick to things that are natural, not man-made. So, fruits, vegetables, meats, certain dairies. You want to, like I said, stay away from the man-made. There are some things in those middle aisles you'll probably have to get, like grains and beans and bottled water. There's a few things, but try to stick to the perimeter of the store. You also, when trying to decide if it's a clean food or not, try to choose a food that's in its most natural state. So for example, if you have an apple, you definitely want to choose an apple. But if you have a choice, let's say applesauce or an apple pastry, choose the apple sauce over the apple pastry, because the apple sauce is less processed. But if you have a choice, choose an apple over the pastry or the apple sauce. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you also want to avoid ready-made foods like frozen meals, things that are in bags, ready to go. Fast food is normally, in very rare circumstances, what you find a good ready-made clean food that's fast food. All fast food is usually processed food. So the next thing that you want to remember is after you've filled your home with clean foods, it's a lot easier to eat clean when that's all you have to choose from. If you've got processed foods in the house, you'll probably end up, cheating a little bit. So you want to remember to eat 6 small meals a day. You should eat protein with every meal if you can, lean protein. That way your blood sugar stays at a constant the whole day long, instead of eating 3 huge meals, or sometimes people skip breakfast and they only have lunch and dinner. That's when you tend to overeat at those meals and take in a lot of calories. So like I said, you want to eat lean protein with every meal. Lean proteins like eggs, chicken, lean beef, bison, turkey, even like center cuts of pork. That would be considered lean. Fruits and vegetables, try to eat them at every single meal. Can't stress that enough. That's a big thing with clean eating, is replacing processed snacks with fruits and veggies. They have a lot of fiber in them, and fiber not only keeps your blood sugar steady, but it's also linked to decreased risk of colon cancer, and it keeps you fuller longer, and it boosts your immune system. There was an article in the Live Green, Eat Green magazine about how your immune system starts in your gut. So when you take care of your gut, you're taking care of your immune system. And since fruits and vegetables have so many nutrients, which are very much more intact in their natural state, when you're eating more of those things, you're going to boost your immune system. So you're not going to get sick as much, and you're making yourself healthier and detoxing your body of chemicals that are found in a lot of processed foods. So the next thing you want to do, you also need to make sure that you drink lots and lots of water. Normally the rule is 8 cups a day, which is good, especially if you're not drinking that now. But according to an article in US News, you should actually be drinking half of your body weight in fluid ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to drink 100 ounces of water a day. So for a lot of people, that's kind of a shocker. That seems like a lot of water, but it's very good for you. It flushes your body of toxins, and drinking more water actually helps your body release the extra water weight that it's carrying. So, and especially when you start clean eating, you're actually in a detox process because you're not eating as much processed food anymore. So that increase in intake in water is going to help your body flush all of that gunk out that you've been eating for years. So another part of clean eating, that's those first 2 things, eliminating processed food and then eating many meals a day and drinking lots of water are the foundation. But once you start getting into it, you might want to think about switching over to organic foods that are free of growth hormones and antibiotics, grass-fed meats, beef. When you consume meats that are not organic, you are consuming the growth hormones and the antibiotics that those animals are given. And that can interrupt the function of your body over time. So trying to stick to organic meats is really important. And grass-fed beef and grass-fed butter actually are really good for you because the livestock is allowed to freely roam and eat the natural grass that grows in the pastures, and they have a higher concentration of omegas in them. So when you have like a regular package of beef versus grass-fed beef, you're actually getting so much more vital nutrients when you're eating that grass-fed beef or using grass-fed butter. So that's really important. You also need to learn how to read labels. There's a whole slew of things that you really need to try to avoid when you're clean eating. Hydrogenated oils are a big no-no. Your body actually cannot break them down, so they're stored as fat. And you'd be surprised what you'll find, how many products have hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated oils in them. You want to stay away from saturated fat, except coconut oil. Coconut oil is actually a medium-chain fatty acid, and it's good for you, and it helps you lower your cholesterol. And trans fat, you want to stay away from trans fat, which your body can't break down. Mono and poly unsaturated fats are good for you. You'll find those a lot in nuts. Good oils like olive oil, coconut oil, canola, grapeseed oil, avocados. Those are good fats. And it says on the label mono and poly unsaturated fat. So there's just one distinct between saturated and unsaturated. Unsaturated is good for you. You also need to watch out for preservatives, artificial food kinds. Those are all toxins in your body, and it weighs down your immune system, and it slows down how efficiently your body can process what you're feeding it. And the last thing that you really have to remember is if you want to be successful at clean eating, you really have to plan.